CHMAN.
Hi, everyone, and welcome to Mary the Medium and Pet Psychic, episode 13. Hi, Mary. Wow, how are you doing today?
Good. That's my lucky number. Did you know
that? Well,
born on the 13th, guys. Yeah.
Friday the 13th.
Yes. I know. I'm one of those special people.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
And we have a guest. We have a guest with us tonight. We're gonna Huckman was your last? Yeah.
Yep.
Rob Huckman. Yeah. Hey, Rob.
And Melina is having internet connections, so she might pop on with us.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
and that's Bear. There's Mr. Bear.
Mr. Bear.
Oh. Bear. Hi, Bear. So Rob and Bear. Yeah. And then we have some horses later on. And then if we have time, we'll go over what cats should not eat. We went over what dogs should not eat last week.
There's a lot of similar things, but yeah, obviously cats. There's some more unique to just the kitties.
Right. Hey, did you see where my predictions are coming true?
Oh yeah, the Indian plane that went down.
Yep, the Indian plane that went down. I predicted that. I sure did. And that was back in. I know I said something. I thought it was in November, and then we definitely. It's like Spirit kept telling me
that was January. I think
January,
early January. It was right out. It was like the first show of January.
And then February, I said it again, right? February.
I think that's when you got more detailed about the Asian flight.
Yeah. So anyway, so what's new in your world, Jason?
I'm on antibiotics and been laying low. So that's about. Yeah, I'm all right. I'm just kind of, I'm getting better, but yeah.
Okay, super. Well, I'm glad you're getting better. Yeah.
Yeah, I am. I'm just.
I didn't want to call you because I figured, oh my God, I'm going to disturb him.
Oh, you're fine. No, I would have been probably sleeping. I've been sleeping quite a bit.
So let me give you a backstory on Rob. I was at the Orlando Spirit Fest. And I get this text saying, hold a spot for me. I'll be there in an hour. And I was like, what? I didn't know. I didn't read it till later. But anyway, here comes this guy running up to my booth. But when I saw Rob, I looked down and I saw all these dogs running with him. And these were his past fur babies that had passed. And so anyway, so they're all running with him, and he comes in, he sits in my chair, and there was one in particular that was red. Am I correct, Rob? I said, she kind of leads the way. Was it Annie, or which one was it that had the red hair?
It would have been Abby.
Abby, yeah. She's sitting right here, and you had like around you at any given time they were all sitting there beside you were like five dogs that had all passed on the other side. And then you wanted to know, was that you that wanted to know about employment? And I saw the gates and I saw the U-Haul. Yeah, so I remember you. The
black gate and the U-Haul trucks.
Yeah, the gate and the U-Haul. Yep, that's true. Yeah.
And I sent you the picture literally on Monday.
When
I went to the interview.
The next day.
Yeah.
So, did you get the job? You got the job?
Oh yeah, happy as a pig in shit, if you will. Yeah. Oh no, I love it.
That's great.
I love it. Every morning I drive past the U-Haul and the black gate and I think of you.
Oh, thank you so much, Rob. That's really sweet. Okay, so now We were supposed to read Rob last week, right, Jason? But
yeah, we had. Well, it's been across the board connectivity issues and some I don't know. Has anyone else been experiencing? They send something and it just does not go through.
Yeah, all the time up here.
Yeah, it's happening more frequently, unfortunately.
But is there something going on in the Northeast?
I mean, I could speculate, but nothing per se. I think we've been getting hit with those electromagnetic storms, but
CenturyLink always seems to have a problem down here in Florida.
You don't?
CenturyLink.
Oh, CenturyLink. Okay.
Yeah, there always seems to have a problem. That's what the problem was last week. Was my CenturyLink wasn't linking up with you?
Oh, hello. When I lived in Georgia, that was the email service provider, and sorry guys, they suck.
Unfortunately, they're the only ones who'll come out here.
They're only kind.
Yeah,
right. I know, and it's the same way in some parts of South Carolina too. Okay. And they're horrible. They're absolutely horrible. I know firsthand. Like they still use that plug-in crap to the back of the computer. I'm like, excuse me, but we've upgraded in the last 30 years. Where did CenturyLink? I mean, CenturyLink's still in the dark ages. They really. Now, if they want to pay me for me to speak nicely about them, I will. But show me the money. So anyway, okay. So a backstory. Okay, so that's how I met Rob. And then so I was texting him, and when Spirit's got a message to get out, I have to say what's happening. And so I told him, I said, well, there's this dog that's really grumpy. He sent me a picture of Bear that we're going to read. I said, but there's this other dog that I think now is a protector, a spirit protector for Bear. But in the beginning, talk about grumpy is like in dog talk, the way he would talk to Bear after he passed would be like, stay away from me, kid. Don't come near me, kid. I'm going to kick your ass, kid, kind of thing. And he would bark at him on the other side. And Bear didn't understand what was going on. But Bear's kind of like, hey, what do you got for me? Hey, come on, let's play. What's your name? What's your name? How long you been here? He's one of these inquisitive little children, okay, on this side. But the dog on the other side was like, stay away. I'm warning you. I'm going to rip you to shreds. Stay away from me. And then apparently Bear has won him over. And so this dog is literally, don't touch my Bear. You go near my Bear, I'm going to kill you. That kind of.
So do you want me to put one of those up, Mary? Is that the...
Yeah, let's put up Bear first. Well, a picture of Bear.
Oh, what's the second?
Right here, right?
That's Bear. That's Bear. That's a cutie pie. And then let's put up the dog that protects him. That's the dog that protects Bear. And Rob's got Bear in his arms right now. Hey, Bear.
Say hi, Mom.
Sweetie Bear.
Hello.
Bear. Hi. Oh.
Yeah, that's how it was in the other room.
So we figured it out over text that it was Baxter.
Yep.
Okay, that it was Baxter.
Yeah.
Now, and Baxter still protects him. Baxter complains about his food, even on the other side. He complains about his food. Like, no, I'm not eating that crap. And so, can you tell me why?
Probably because it was kibble.
It was
probably just never liked the kibble.
Baxter never liked kibble. Okay, yeah, like he would stick his nose up in the air about it, like.
Well, we
Like
would sometimes put like topper food on, like I'd make like turkey chopped meat with peas and carrots,
Uh-huh.
And there were some times I didn't. So he probably wasn't happy when I didn't.
Right. No, he wasn't. He wasn't. And then, guys, did he have a bed that he slept in?
Yeah.
Yes.
Where is that bed?
It was well the one well he was with us so long we moved twice, but the last one he had was kind of like on behind our couch up against our kitchen counter.
Okay. He wants his bed.
It was like a box. He loved going. He just liked feeling secure in the box. It
So
was like a long ottoman, and I would have the top off, and I had blankets in it. And
okay.
he would
So
just always hop into it and
Can
cuddle
you-
up in it, and his little head would stick out.
can you still do that? He feels like someone has taken his spot.
Yeah.
Yes, I can do that for him.
Babette took his spot.
Okay. All right.
Babette is our French Mastiff. She
He's
was
like,
she was
move her out of the spot.
He was in the front of the couch, like the arm of the couch.
yeah,
We had him over there,
but that's his cage.
I can put a spot there for him because right now there's nothing there. I could put a bed out for him.
Okay. Yeah. So if you could do
Absolutely.
that. Yeah. He's like, I need my spot back.
He bumps my couch all the time.
Yeah. Yeah. So now I want to go back to Bear and he'll be happy. Just keep saying his name. Bear. Okay. So I saw, and this will probably come down the pike. Okay. I saw some health problems with Bear, and it has to do with his left side. And I was asking you that today, Rob, what, if you know of anything, and you tell me about the inherent genetic problems with Frenchies. But
Yeah.
this, I want to say, is probably vascular, or has to, because his neck, can dogs, I'm not putting it out there for the universe to come in and do it. I'm just saying I want you to be aware of possible, could it be an injury? Could it be a stroke? What could it be?
Well, he's a wild child, if you will.
Okay.
With IVDD, we try and protect them from jumping off beds and high objects and things like that.
Okay.
I built all of our dogs a dog run in the backyard.
Okay.
With like things they can go on and stuff like that. And
Right.
he tends to like run up the slide backwards and then jump off. So he thinks he's Superman.
So okay, so what I originally saw with him, I texted you today, and I'm like, why am I seeing this really dark guy? I thought it was an African American, and like in his 50s, and then a woman in her 50s. But you said, tell the story, but because he remembers two people, maybe they had him before these other people presented him to you, or he just remembers that he really liked, he wasn't sure about the African American guy or the guy with the dark skin. He really liked, there was a girl in a van, in a car, a younger girl that really has a lot of empathy for the animals that were in that van. Like, he really liked her, but he was never sure of the man or the woman, the older man and woman. So can you tell the story of how you came to get Bear?
Sure. So after Charlie Bad passed away, a friend of mine had messaged me and said, I got a guy who has these Frenchies. And
Okay.
Are you
one
okay?
of the, yeah, I got emphysema.
Oh no.
And one of the Frenchies, the guy kept calling Bear Bear.
Bear.
So I thought, well, I just lost Charlie Bear, and this guy's calling him Bear Bear. So we went to go get the dog or meet the dog.
Uh-huh.
This van pulled up, almost like a scene at a Back to the Future. And the van opened up, the guy jumped out, and it was a family, but it was the older gentleman driving,
Uh-huh.
maybe a
Yeah.
mother or older woman
He
in
didn't
the
like
passenger
them.
seat.
He did not like them. Bear did not like them. And he's like, there was a young, like a light colored Frenchie in there, a young one.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
he wondered what happened to that Frenchie.
Yeah, there were 4 of them. There were 4 of them in the car, or in the van rather, and they all were different. You could tell they were different breeds, sizes, if you will. They
Not
weren't.
from the same litter.
They weren't from the same litter.
So where did these people where did they get all these different
We don't know.
We
Frenchies?
don't know. We don't know. They gave us a card, this health certificate. It literally, I told my wife today, it looked like a bingo card.
It was in Spanish.
It was in
Wow.
Spanish. No clue.
So I'm wondering if it came from a puppy mill
Or they were stolen.
Or they were
We don't know.
stolen. We don't know.
or
We really
stolen.
don't know. We really
Yeah.
don't know.
Bear one. Okay, so Bear one. His main thing is he liked the young girl in the van or the car.
She would hand the guy the dogs as he would bring them out and show us.
Okay, that was that woman, and then but the tan one there. Bear felt like he bonded with that tan one. He was really afraid for that tan one. And what I saw with these people, aside from the car, was there was a white pit bull, big male,
Yep.
never fixed. I saw a white pit bull, and I felt like he was never treated right. And I'm afraid that Bear thought they weren't going to treat this tan little Frenchie right either, this little one. It really scared me.
Yeah.
It scared him. It scared him.
There was a white. It could have been a pit bull. You know, in this day and age, they're all mixed. But he was in the front of the car.
Wow.
And like I said, there were 4 French bulldogs.
Yeah.
And they all were different sizes, colors, everything.
Wow.
So yeah.
This is amazing that I see all this, and I'm a voice for the animals.
Yeah.
You still have his card. I wonder whatever happened to that tan one.
I couldn't, you know what? The card we have doesn't have their contact information on it, so I couldn't figure out.
Serious.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it was in Spanish.
It was in Spanish too, so I mean,
Wow.
I would need someone to tell me what it said. I mean, we even gave it to our vet, and they needed someone to like translate the shots and things like that. We had no clue. Yeah.
Evie, one of the guests watching,
Yeah.
said, Jason, do you think those people abused the dogs? I think they were not kind, Evie, to the pit bull that was sitting in the front seat, and they were looking to make quick money off of the Frenchies.
Probably.
And I didn't feel
I got
good.
it was a money thing. It's not. Yeah, they're just using them as because
That
they're
kind of
popular.
Because
Yeah.
I feel like I saved Bear, but I couldn't do anything else for the others. And let me tell you, when we were there, if I had the money, I would have taken them all.
Yeah, because they wanted a lot of money for them.
And that just hurts me because I couldn't do anything for any of the others.
Yeah. I know. Well, thank you so much for saving Bear. Really,
I know.
honestly.
He's such a baby.
Okay. So, Mr. Bear, thank you.
You're the man.
Thank
The,
you.
There he is. Yeah.
Come here.
Yeah. He's kind of like, come on, let's play. Let's do this. What do you
All he
do?
wants to
Hey,
do.
Bear. There's a bear. Hi,
Hello.
baby. Hi, baby.
Here I
I'll,
am.
I'll see you
Hello.
in Florida, Bear. Maybe.
Yeah.
You hear the
maybe.
people? You
And-
hear the people?
We're gonna be down there in November.
Yeah, we are.
I'll be there with them, huh?
Yeah,
We'll bring him.
We will bring him and a couple others with us.
that would be wonderful. Now, there is another dog that popped in before we went online, and it was a dog that had a tongue hanging out of his mouth.
Humbug.
And I asked you about that, Rob.
Yep.
Yeah. And I said this dog, and I felt like this dog had its own place to lay. Never really. What happened to this dog?
Oh God. What hasn't happened to this dog? He was a rescue, came to us, he got tossed in a dumpster. He had Down syndrome, or what they felt was Down syndrome.
Oh.
When we first moved down here, we hooked up with a rescue,
Pug rescue.
Pug Rescue of Florida,
Yeah.
that was caring for him, and nobody ever wanted him. And
Yeah.
so I wanted him. And
Yeah.
I begged and pleaded with my wife, and we got him. And he was my best friend.
Oh.
He had, because of his genetic anomalies, he had to have like his own space.
Yeah.
Because he had such anxiety. So he always had his like quiet time space.
Right. Because he
So
showed
that's what he
some
sees or
space.
you see.
Mhm.
He actually passed away in October.
Oh
He wound up having brain and lung cancer.
no.
And we didn't know because he never showed
He never showed any
he
problems.
never showed pain or symptoms or anything. He just got sick one night. We took him to the doctor and we brought him back. He gave us medicine thinking it was the flu or something. They took blood samples and x-rays and they were having them diagnosed. But by the end of the night, he wound up passing in my husband's arms.
Oh.
And then the next day, the doctor called with the results that he had like severe brain and lung cancer.
Oh.
He was actually surprised he had lived as long as he
Yeah.
did. He was like, "How the hell did that all that happen?"
Yeah, it was
And I said,
very.
he never gave us any sign that anything was wrong with him.
He was always a happy, friendly dog. He was about 11, but he had the attitude of a puppy. He just loved life. He wanted to play.
Yeah.
But he had his peculiarities where he had to have his alone time, and
Right.
we have a lot of dogs, and he was fine with most of them, but at he used to get overload.
Right.
So that's why he had his own. We had an area in our bedroom dedicated to him.
Sensory overload. The one thing I heard from the other side from him was thank you.
You are welcome, sweetheart. You are worth everything.
He's not gone. Okay.
I know he's not. I see him every now and then. Where he used to stay in our room, I put a chair, and I have like stuffed animals on the chair, and he lays under the chair.
Yeah. I
see him all the time. I feel, and I always know it's him. And I said, okay, it's quiet time because it's like 2 a.m. and I'll wake up and I could see like this glimmer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay. And I know it's him because that was his spot. And I'd be like, all right, Pug Bug, quiet time. Mommy wants to go to bed.
Yeah. So he's still there, and it's like I tell everybody every week, always say their names. It's like even now, almost over 2 years. It'll be 2 years that my main baby Sharkbait passed. I can still hear him cry.
Yeah.
Like especially if I don't pay him any attention, I will hear Sharkbait or I will hear Sparky. I had a cat like Pugsley here. His tongue hung out of his mouth, but that was because he didn't have any teeth, and he was abandoned on the island of Palm Beach because he had a lot of health problems, so they just kicked him to the curb, and I took him. And but I heard thank you from him. So
well, you are very welcome, sweetheart, and you're more than welcome to stay forever.
And well, he will until
yes, he will.
it's one or two of you guys' times to go. One or the two of you, okay? So, but he is totally healed on the other side. He showed me the tongue hanging out, but and it showed me he was a lighter colored baby, but he is totally healed on the other side. He's like a normal dog.
I'm happy to hear that. He was always normal to me.
Yeah. To me, that's normal.
And since when we went to Orlando, you were actually the one that always said, say their names out, acknowledge them and all that stuff, and you actually had said that I probably didn't do it as much as I should.
Yeah.
So being a New Yorker and being a Yankee fan, sorry if that pisses off the world, but in the morning when the dogs come out into the yard, I've got one dog, Gretchen, who will climb this little castle that we have. And she'll give me a little hug, and each morning we'll look out into the field where everyone is buried, and we'll similar to like what the Yankees do, we'll say good morning Pugsley, good morning Baxter, good morning, and we say it every morning, and every morning if I don't remember, she jumps up in that castle and she reminds me it's time to do it. So.
Wow. But see, when you're saying their names, they're standing right beside you like, what's he doing?
Well, I don't want them to think that I've ever forgotten about them. So.
Right. So I think that's it, right, Rob? So I will see you guys in November.
November for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. But I want to stay in touch before November happens, okay?
1,000,000%.
Okay. Guys, thank you.
Thank you for everything you do.
For letting me read Bear and Baxter and Pugsley, and thank you so much.
Thank you for everything you do. I love you so much.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
Okay, guys, you have a blessed night.
Yep.
You too. Thank you.
You can hang out or watch the show, whatever.
We're gonna watch. We're gonna keep watching. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
Bye.
So, what do we have, Jason?
Nope.
Oh, wow, that was so heartwarming.
Yeah.
It was just, oh, wow.
Oh, you want to do the horsey?
Yeah, let's do some horses. Now, this is my first reading.
Not that it applies to anything, but hey.
Copyright, there we go. Yeah.
We did it just for,
Okay, yeah, so, yeah, we're not copyrighting anything, okay, guys?
Yeah.
Oh, and I forgot to say, what you hear me say is actually spirit entertainment purposes only.
Right from the horse's mouth.
Right. So I got this horse. Do we know if this is a female or a male? This is a female, correct?
I think so. The angle, maybe. Yeah.
Okay.
Let me get because poor Melina is having troubles today. This is
connecting.
Yeah, she said it was going in and out. So
this horse,
Jewel. This
Uh-huh.
one's Jewel.
Jewel, yeah,
It's a girl.
yeah, it's a girl. Okay, so kind of like, the beauty queen in the pageant, but not not a nasty beauty queen, but a beauty queen that embraces everybody and loves everybody. This is Jewel. Um, and there was an older man around Jewel, and she doesn't know where he went. Not really sure what happened with, oh, is that Jonna? Hey, Jonna.
Yeah.
Doesn't really know where he went. Like, this guy was super nice to her, and then all of a sudden he's gone. And not really sure what her history is, but that's what she's showing me. But she loves everything. She's a little leery of a couple of people that come around. She's a little leery of them, but she loves all animals, believe it or not. And I don't know why. It's either her or the other horses I'm going to read. Something about coyotes. And so she showed me these dogs, and I suspect they are coyotes. I don't know if the owner is watching. But she said she got scared. She got scared around two men and these dogs, and she wasn't sure what they were doing. So I don't know. Is she a rescue? Do we know if she's a rescue?
Um.
And then
Shouldn't say no. She's 4 years old.
Yeah, ducks. And she keeps pointing out ducks. I don't know if there was another horse named Ducks, if they're actually quack ducks or what, but she said ducks. And it could be how she's pronouncing another horse's name. But,
Okay.
but she's like, yeah, I just love everybody and everybody's beautiful, like a world peace. We need to do world peace. That's what I'm getting from her.
Yeah.
That's just, yeah, and that's just so sweet. I mean, I love her soul. Her soul is just amazing. So, yeah. So, oh God, I hope this card.
It's Jewel. Yeah.
Jewel.
What?
Yeah.
Jewel.
So I don't know if they're going to show her or not. If they're training her. But she's got a beautiful soul. Okay, these two horses. Tell me their names. And one of them, Jax.
Yeah, Maisie and Jumping Jacks.
Maisie, I felt like something happened to Maisie early on. Something with her mother. Jax, I feel like, protects Maisie. Maisie, something happened to make her withdrawn, and Jax protects her. And something with her mother. And Maisie is, it's horrible. I'm saying a whip.
Oh.
A whip with Maisie. So I don't know if the owners can tell me why I'm seeing a whip. She doesn't understand the whip. She doesn't understand what happened to her mother. And Jax is like a super protective horse around Maisie, just super protective. And Jax has got a wild spirit. Maisie is more subdued. Like, don't touch me, don't come near me, I don't trust you. And kind of insecure, shy, but does have a little bit of fire to her, but not like Jumpin' Jacks. And it's kind of like the big brother. What is that?
Glue?
Glue?
Yeah.
Glue for what?
Horses. Then maybe she saw a glue stick they were crafting.
Oh my God. But yeah, I think her mother,
Do you think that
they pulled her away from her mother.
was her
Like,
mother injured?
yeah, I think so. I think something happened.
So it was one of those
Are
little
these rescues? Do we know? They're geldings, so now if it was a show horse, the show horses, a stallion typically doesn't do well around other horses. Geldings do very well around other horses. So they'll put horses together to kind of pacify them. And I think Jumping Jacks is there to pacify Maisie.
Okay, yeah.
I would like to find out the history on Maisie. What was so horrific that it has scarred this poor baby? And Jumpin' Jacks actually had another brother that was that he wanted to know about.
Do those two get along though?
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. See, they're both geldings put together.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, geldings are put together because they actually kind of bond with others.
Mm-hmm.
That's what a gelding is. A stallion, you can't put them with other horses.
Yeah,
because they're pretty much loners. They're by themselves. At least that's been my experience and my knowledge.
Yeah,
of horses.
they're the fancy ones.
Yeah, but and I'm wondering, did Maze ever have? She's 6. Is she too young to have a baby?
No, I don't think so.
I see a baby around her that's not around her, so I don't understand that. Maybe it was another horse. Maybe she was twins.
Yeah.
But there was another baby that's around her in spirit that is not around her in real life.
Oh.
So this would be interesting to find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to find out. Melina, unfortunately, was dealing with some connectivity issues.
Yeah. Yeah. And yeah, so that's what I got on those two. Why do I feel like one of them, maybe they're both new to where they are? A rescue. One of these 3 horses is a rescue. I'm trying to figure out which one. If it's Jumping Jacks or Maze. Yeah, Maisie. But what a great name. What a beautiful horse, Maisie.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. But yeah, so Jumping Jacks has got he's real jerky. He's like kind of standoffish sometimes. But Maisie will turn to him when she's scared or she needs protection. And Jumping Jacks, I think, had a brother or like a brother bonded with another male when he was younger and wanted to know where that other horse is. So, yeah, that's great. Okay, so
cute horses.
Yeah. So now we're going to go over what last week we did what dogs should not.
Dogs can eat, yeah.
Right, right. And you know what's crazy is I saw in the pet food section and I think it was it PetSmart or I forgot. It's one of those chains. I saw avocado as a main ingredient in one of either the cat food or the dog food. Avocado. Now, can my question is, can dogs eat avocado?
Well, that was on the no list for that was on for let me just write safe.
Yeah. Oh, before we go there, Evie goes, Evie, not only are police horses, you know, they're, I wouldn't say police horses are. I'll tell you what horses are not treated very well. They are the horses that are being used for labor and for pulling carriages, like in downtown Savannah, downtown Charleston. Guys, don't go for the pulled horse carriage trick. Okay, those poor horses, if you knew some of the conditions that the operator,
British Airways.
yeah, yeah, it's not good. So yeah, and they're old. They don't. They just are not treated well. So never, ever, ever take a carriage, a horse-drawn carriage ride. Never. Okay.
So Mary,
Yeah.
safe for cats and the fleshy part in small amounts. No for dogs. For avocado.
Really. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they on this bag, it was like avocado was in huge words. And it's like, wow, I didn't think that was. And then what? And blueberries. I remember blueberries was on one of the bags. I'm like, are you guys nuts? I mean, is there an oversight committee watching what goes into these pet foods that you buy in these places? Or are they just allowed to put whatever the hell they want to in it?
Well, the reason like you pay for more expensive brands is because they're a little bit more, I want to say, they pay that little extra bit that they're monitored. But
Yeah,
the cheaper foods, just like our food.
not monitored.
Well, it's look at Taco Bell. Is it really? Is it what grade is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's marketed and sold as food, but is it?
Right. Gotcha.
It's I want to say that, but I think with pets, they can get away a little bit more with the filler. I think
Yeah.
that's where it
Right.
gets cheapened, but
Yeah.
quality of ingredients, but also too,
Chicken meal,
no,
corn.
they don't. They don't really care. I mean, it's sad. I mean, but with that said, they don't care about it. But there are companies that, I mean, people will pay,
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
bit more for their pets and stuff. So at least you don't have
Right.
to put them through college.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, my gosh. I mean, Tuk Tuk's food, Royal Canin. He's diabetic. Oh, speaking of which, okay, so we had him on Prozinc, and it went from 1 unit to 3 units to 5 units to 6 units of insulin. Okay, for Tuk Tuk, guys, and I kept saying to the vets, the insulin is not working. Prozinc is a short acting insulin. Okay, so
Oh,
yeah, so and it's like in the middle of the night he'd be tapping my face, I'm hungry or
so he needs an
something.
extended release.
Yeah, he needed a longer acting insulin. But I was always told that it was very dangerous for a cat to switch insulins. Dogs and cats. I
Well, if
was
it's not working,
It was not where he was insulin resistant to that insulin. And I'm like,
okay.
you keep going up higher, but doesn't that mean that it's not working? So you got to keep going higher to make it work. That tells me the insulin's not working. So let's try something else. So let me tell you what's out on the market. Okay. Bexicat. Now, if your cat has never been on insulin and is just diagnosed diabetic, get them on Bexicat. Bexicat's an oral suspension that you just give it to them in the mouth. And it's had tremendous results. And then, of course, some turnarounds where there is no diabetes. Bexicat. Now, if your cat has been on insulin for a while, like Tuk Tuk, Prozinc's not working, or you're finding you're having to go up in the dose. Okay, like there's some cats that take 25 units. Guys, the reason a cat may be on 25 units is because they're insulin resistant to that insulin. So I took matters into my own hands. I got him on Glargine. Glargine, or the generic form, is Lantus. Okay, Prozac was $135, $145 a month. Okay, just for insulin. Lantus Glargine, Lantus was $35. I always use GoodRx whenever I go to Walgreens or CVS, to find out where the cheapest deal is. So I paid $35 for 100 units of Lantus for Tuk Tuk. He is on 1 unit.
Oh, good. My
One
dad takes
unit.
that. Probably not the same dosage, but
Yeah, and no, he was on 6 before, and he was having liver problems. He was having pancreatic problems.
So he's doing all right with his new one.
He's doing great. He's doing great, and I know probably over time we'll probably have to adjust it a little bit.
Yeah,
but there are other longer acting insulins out there, and I had my little sheet here.
You made it through the night yet?
Oh yeah, sleep like a baby through the night.
Oh, that's good.
And sleeps like a baby. So anyway, so we're gonna do foods that, let me see how much time we got. Foods that cats can't have. Number 1 is alcohol, guys. If you ever see somebody at a bar feeding a cat or a dog alcohol, just drag them away. Drag them away. Okay. I'm not gonna incite violence here. Avocados is one. Vomiting, diarrhea, loss of appetite goes with avocados. Abnormal fluid accumulation in the chest. Did you know that, Jason? Avocados.
Well, I know for dogs, but for cats, yeah.
Because
avocados are expensive, so I don't really see that happening.
right?
No.
Person, it's got person in it. So, and then no kind of bones, no chicken bones, okay? Because they'll splinter off, and then you're looking at thousands of dollars for surgery. Plus, could be, and nothing raw, because it can also cause constipation, blockage,
Listeria,
bacteria, E. coli, salmonella. And then signs your pet can have an intestinal blockage, weakness, loss of appetite, dehydration, bloating, diarrhea, nausea, vomiting, straining when pooping. That's not a problem in this household with Tuk Tuk. I need a gas mask. Painful reaction to having the abdomen touched, restlessness and whining. Never, ever give your cats caffeine. Dogs are
nope.
Yeah, harm. It's toxic to them. Seizures and death. Never give cherry stems, leaves, seeds, or pits. Okay, it's got cyanide. Never give them chocolate. Okay. Theobromine in it. Both cats. Theobromine, yeah. And then let's see. What does that say? Oh, garlic. I'm going Gorilla? What? Gorilla?
Gorilla. Yeah. Okay. No gorillas for your cats.
Yeah. No garlic. Okay. Grapes and raisins are the same. And then hops, home brewing ingredients. Okay. That's a no. Moldy foods, throw it out.
What
And
about a Chardonnay?
no.
No.
Chardonnay. What?
No. A
And
chilled Chardonnay.
so moldy foods have mycotoxins in them. Okay. Mushrooms, can't do mushrooms, toxicity. No garlic, onions, or mushrooms, or mustard. Mustard seed is like a common condiment. Chemical compounds mustard seeds contain can cause a cat or a dog to develop severe gastroenteritis. So nicotine, no smoking, dudes, no smoking. Don't give your cats a cigarette. I was on the island of Nevis many years ago before it became developed with Four Seasons and all the hotels. And I swam to shore from the yacht. I swam to shore when I could swim. I was much younger. And I went to this bar and I hung out. I went around and saw Nevis. And I went to this little bar, and here was this monkey called Lady Jane. Lady Jane. And when I smoked, Lady Jane grabbed my cigarette and went off into the corner and started puffing away on it. And I'm trying to grab my cigarette back. That's when I smoked. I don't smoke anymore, but yeah. So nuts, no nuts. It has a compound called juglone found in walnuts and pecans. It's toxic to dogs. Almonds contain amygdalin, which can break down into hydrogen cyanide. Oh, lovely. No nuts. I mean, you want to kill your cat and dog? That's terrible. No onions. No peach stems, leaves, and pits. Again, cyanide. Plum stems, leaves, and pits. Again, same thing. Raw or undercooked meat. So all of this came from Chewy, but there's a lot of other places out there that can give you guidance on, what not to have. Just don't have it laying around in the house. Keep it in the refrigerator, keep it in the cupboard. And we actually had to put locks on our cupboards at home. Child-proof locks on our cupboards. I'm not kidding.
What combinations? Yeah.
Oh my God, I've got a cat named White Rat. Okay, Ghost is his name. White Rat that will open up drawers, open up cupboards. And so we had to put child locks on them. Yeah. No kidding, right? Yeah.
He's rifling through the silverware midnight.
Pilfering silverware. And rhubarb is especially harmful. Okay. Xylitol. Xylitol was made for diabetic people, humans. The best form, if you are diabetic or you have a sugar problem, is pure birch bark xylitol, not plant-derived. Plant-derived is genetically modified. But if you can find xylitol that is made from pure birch bark, that's the best kind to get. But don't give it to your animals or yeasty dough. Yeah, all of these good foods. The good foods that your pets can eat are carrots, green beans, lean meat, cooked, okay? Milk and dairy products, potatoes, pumpkin, rice, salmon, salt. What? Salt? No, Chewy, you got that wrong. And tomatoes, along with green tomatoes, can be toxic. Don't do tomatoes. Tomatoes, salt, forget it. Don't give them tomatoes or salt. No.
Especially not in the reduction sauce.
Right. No red wine reductions with filet for your pets. Okay. Right. I just saw something behind me. You see anything?
Oh, the guy with the sickle?
What?
The guy standing there with the sickle?
What?
No, there's no one. I don't. No, I don't see anybody right now. Was he outside?
I just saw movement back there. Yeah, that's kind of creepy.
Evie said rice salt. Isn't that like two? What's that? We don't got that up here.
What?
Rice salt. Have you ever had used rice salt?
No, never have.
I don't know.
Huh. So I got my and Miss Barbara would be very proud of me.
Oh, you got your.
But the only problem is I don't know how to use them because it's in Italian. So I'm gonna have.
Oh, well, why don't we? You know what? Well, you get those cards put together. Why don't we do a little? Yeah. Like, wait, what?
My Italian tarot cards, guys. Don't
You
know how
will
to
love
use them.
Italian street bread. It's a good. Go to italianstreetbread.com and order use some today. Capiche?
Order a loaf. It's not going to kill you. And you'll get to see how the Italians really do it. Not the American way. Okay, American way is super fluffy and you can't get the whole thing in your mouth. Italians don't cook it that way. That's an American recipe.
Yeah.
Streetbread.com. And then don't we have another message from
Have you been around negative people or in a negative environment? Frankie and Lord's Apothecary Cleanser Spray is a must. Just one spray to make the negativity go away. Available at marythemedium.com.
We'll have it on Etsy. We're going to have it on Etsy, Jason.
Etsy on your website, marythemedium.com and Etsy.
Yeah, we're going to do readings on Etsy. Sure can. Yep. And let's see what else is happening.
Oh, we got well, we have. What do we have this week? I know we have the last weekend planned, Mary.
Yeah. So this Sunday,
I'm like,
yeah.
what?
So next week we're going to have Barbara, the tarot mistress, back on, but she is not going to be doing tarot. She is going to weigh in on cold cases with me. Okay. Barbara's an incredible psychic medium. And so she's going to weigh in, and then we're going to have Rosalia this coming weekend.
Okay.
Pull a card. We're going to go over William and Kate's birth charts with astrology.
Very cool.
Yeah. And then the end of the month, we got Viv Verma coming on. Guys, if you ever wanted to learn about how to heal, how to do meditation, how to channel white light for healing, Viv is the guy you want to talk to. He's going to be on. And then the week after that, I've got Suzanne, who's going to be here with me. And we're going to give 101, class 101 in learning how to remote view. Yeah, that's going to be, because we both do it differently. Yeah. So it's going to be, how do you remote view? Well, you got to get inside the minds of the killer.
Well, yeah.
No,
what are you?
That comes later.
No.
Yeah. That's a little crazy. But yeah, so that's what's happening. That's our lineup so far. And then once we get through like the different gifts, Barbara went through it. When was it? The week before, not last week, but the week before. Yeah. All the different C's, like clairaudient, clairvoyant, clairsentient, and all of that. But once we get through with that, then we're going to work on something big, and it's called jumping. Okay, spirit jumping. And then we're going to talk about possession, and then we're going to talk about exorcism. So, huge lineup, big lineup coming.
Yeah, we got a lot of interesting stuff coming up.
Yeah, and I'm supposed to be on Anthony Rogers July 1st, guys.
Oh, is that one? Okay.
Yeah, and
I put it in my calendar.
yeah, and crazy thing is he pulled up Kurt Cobain, and he pulled up my video, our thing that, you know,
Okay.
when we covered Kurt Cobain, and
July 1st is a Sunday. Oh wait. Oh, that's
Yeah.
June 1st.
and
July 1st.
I've never knew anything about Kurt Cobain. I didn't listen to his music. That was for the generation younger than me. And so
Yeah, that was
knew
after my
nothing
time.
about him. Nothing. And so some of the things that I saw about Kurt Cobain's death, Anthony's like, wait a minute, how does she know this? So I'm going to go on his show July 1st and talk about Kurt Cobain and who did it, you know, who the players were, what I see as a remote viewer.
We've done him a couple times, so
Yeah,
yeah.
Been on his show multiple times, yeah. So, but next, so Sunday we've got Rosalia.
Rosalia, yep. She's gonna pick up where she left off, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yay.
So.
Okay. Well, thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Evie, thank you. Jonna, thank you so much. Mary, who's this Anthony show? Anthony Rogers. He's on Instagram. He's got Nikki Knightley, an adult film star, as his co-host. She's a sweetheart. But Anthony's got a real long red beard. He's a comedian. He is incredibly funny. And just the nicest guy. One of the nicest guys. I've known him for several years.
Well, that'll be a good one.
Yeah.
Yes, he does, TV. Yeah. Well, just what is his podcast called? It's called like
The Anthony Rogers Show.
Is it? Oh, okay. It's the Anthony Rogers Show.
Anthony Rogers Show. Yeah, it's on YouTube. I think it's on YouTube. But he's so funny. Big time, guys. Big time. Anthony is huge. He's got really big sponsors. He goes out on tour.
This is what his current page looks like.
That's it. Yeah. The Anthony Rogers Show. Yep. Yep. So I just want to say thank you for tuning in.
Thank you,
Rob. Yeah,
everyone.
Rob. Yep.
For your
And Melina, I'm sorry we missed you, honey. I guess you know.
We'll catch you soon. Yeah,
Yeah.
We're gonna have to put strap a satellite on her.
Yeah, for sure. Right.
Especially when she goes and does her on spot.
Yeah.
You know, on location. We'll have to get her.
I know, right? She's got to have some sort of mobile. Yeah, right. How are we going to do that? Well, she's going to have to film it, I guess.
She's gonna have to go with somebody because someone's gonna have to kind of maybe film it or something like that because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't want her. You can get when you're doing something or moving, you can fall back on yourself easy. So
right. I mean, if we could do it live, that'd be cool. Depending on where she goes.
Well, we might do it live in the sense we'll record it, but it depends. Maybe we'll do an afternoon show or something. We could do a special.
Cool. Yeah, I'd love
we could, as long as we promote it, give it a couple weeks out, and say we're going to do it. We can do it at any, pretty much anytime you want, like a special.
Yeah, I would love that. Yeah. Sure. Okay. Well,
Are you
everybody.
gonna pull a card, or did you still have to learn how to?
Oh, well, I can pull a card. I don't know
Okay.
what it means. I'll pull a card. Let's see.
Oh,
Who knows what that means? That looks
well, I'm trying to see, is that a boy or a girl? Because I
like
can't.
Al Sadato.
Hmm.
Oh God, what is that? The Joker? No, Al Sadato. Ooh, I don't like that card. Can I pull it? Okay. Well, anyway, I'll have to look that up. What that means.
Okay.
What you got? Detroit. Detroit.
It's like a gun. Yeah.
Speaking
Detroit
of,
lit.
huh?
Detroit lit.
Detroit lit.
Yeah, because Detroit, it's a French. Detroit.
Toilet. Yeah.
Detroit.
Yeah. Yeah. I know that. Cool shirt. Well, Jason, thank you.
Oh, thank you. Yeah,
And thank
I'm
you.
getting
Rob.
better. I'm feeling better.
I'm so glad.
When this goes down, I'll be better, a lot better. But yeah,
Yeah. I'm so glad.
so I'm getting my energy back slowly but surely.
Good. Okay. Good. All
Yeah,
right.
I saw. Did you see who we had in chat?
No, are we live? Are we still
No,
live?
oh no. Oh,